I don't know what just happened. I don't know what just happened. I have no clue what just happened. I don't know what just happened. Dang, that's crazy. I went to apologize to the elders and I just got cut off mid apology. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Come on in here, y'all. Come on in. 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 That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. I'm finna delete the other one. I'm finna delete the other one. Come on in this one. Come on in. Wake up. Wake up. Come on in. Come on in. That's okay. That's okay. I got cut off the last one. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay. I see what y'all doing. I went to apologize to the elders and got cut off. All right. They don't want to see. They don't want us to apologize to the elders. Okay, is that what it is? That what it is? We're supposed to apologize to the elders, huh? That's okay. That's okay. I see. I see what just happened. I see. 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 Okay. 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 All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. We finna start this again. We finna start this again. We finna start this again. Well, I just get kid off cold turkey. Okay. Okay. Y'all come on in. Share this live. Share the new live. I don't even think I'm on Facebook. I don't know what happened, y'all. I don't know what happened. I have no clue what happened. But this the morning show you never thought you needed. And here we go. I'm the only person that's telling history this early in the morning while everybody else sleep. Everybody else sleep. All these other big historians who know so much about history sleep. And I'm on here talking about history this early in the morning. Waking everybody up. Because they said it's a war on woke. And I know they talking about niggas. I just know it for sure. They definitely talking about us. It's definitely is they definitely talk about us. I don't know whether I'm reporting on Facebook right now. Is anybody from Facebook on? Can y'all see me on Facebook? Can y'all see me on Facebook? I don't know what people can see me on Facebook. I just got cut off cold turkey. I just crazy. Who knew the agents was up this early? Now y'all supposed to still be asleep. Y'all supposed to still be asleep. Anyway, as I was saying, I'd like to offer a sincere apology to the elders of the Negro community. All the elders who has Negro and colored on their birth certificate, I would like to issue an apology. Now, because I was born in the 80s, unfortunately, I can only speak for those who was born in the 80s. So on behalf of everybody who was born in the 80s, people who were born in the 70s, y'all got to issue your own apology. People who were born in the 90s, y'all got to issue y'all own apology. People who were born in the 2000 and up, y'all really ain't got to issue no apology because y'all are the generation that just was giving all the wrong stuff. Y'all was giving all the wrong hidden history. All the hidden stuff that y'all was giving was actually wrong. So it ain't y'all fault that y'all knew something about African American. African American was created in the 80s. I like to apologize for not listening to what the elders would say, because the elders didn't like African American. They didn't like that term. They was fighting. They knew that they was either on their birth certificate say Negro or colored. Short for copper color. Short for copper colored Indians. Okay, that was the definition of Indian. Copper color races of America was the definition of Indian. These people had it on their birth certificate the whole time. Then the people in the 90s got, wrapped up in this RBG, red, black, and green, back to Africa, African Alliance, Moorish movements. And then they start fighting African fights. People in the 2000 and up, people who were born like in 1999 and up, all they knew was African American. That's all they knew. So, on behalf of the people born in the 80s, I'd like to apologize. The people who grew up with Nintendos and Sega. We grew up right in the middle of the technology boom and the big old computer boom. We grew up right in the middle of that. We had these big old computers. Then we had these little bitty Sega Genesis and little bitty Nintendo boxes where we used to play Duck Hunt and all that on. For people who experienced that, I'd like to apologize to the Negroes who were born in the 60s and before. Okay? I'm going to tell y'all something today. We should have listened to them old Negroes. Because our ways was incorrect. Our knowledge was incorrect. A lot of us went to college, heard something about African American, heard something about a missing culture, heard something about we were the lost tribe from Africa, and it just sounded good. It just sounded like something we have never heard. A lot of times, stuff you ain't never heard should not be heard. It don't make it right because you ain't never heard it before. You need to research it. You need to unpack it to see if it's actually correct. You need to always consider the source. Okay? I always consider the source. I have learned to always consider the source. Please click like it, y'all. Come in here. Please give me some hearts. Please give this one a share. Hopefully this won't get cut off. Good morning, everybody. I'm on Facebook. Okay. I'm on Facebook. All right. Good. Thank y'all. Okay, we got an apology on behalf of the 70s babies. Okay. Miss Ladybug just apologized on behalf of the 70s babies. Miss Copper Color Capricorn just apologized on behalf of the 70s baby. Right now, we apologizing to everybody who has Negro and colored on their birth certificate. We got apologies rolling in. We apologizing to all of the elders. We should have listened. We would not be sitting here begging for reparations and restitution had we listened. All we had to do was continue the fight that you all was involved in the 60s. All we had to do was continue to fight. We laid our swords down, said we weren't going to study war no more, and let these people come in and run them up. All we had to do was listen to the old songs, the Negro National Anthem and songs like that. All we had to do was listen to the jewel that you dropped when you said we got Indian in our family. All we had to do was take that and keep unpacking it until we unpack who the Indians were, until we unpack why you got color on your birth certificate, and color is short for copper color Indians. Man, that is the definition of America. That's the old definition of American. Why we didn't keep unpacking this stuff? I apologize. I apologize. We got apologies coming from the 70s. I got some apologies coming from children born in the 60s. Holly Park just apologized for children born in the 60s. During the 80s, while Jesse Jackson thought he was going to be the president, he put this African American stuff on the table, all while he always said he was Cherokee Indian. He turned us into African Americans, all while he never denounced being a Cherokee Indian. Well, Mr. Jackson, if you are a Cherokee Indian, why would you put all the other Jackson family in an African American category? Ain't no Africans with the last name Jackson. Can you find me one African last name Jackson? Can anybody? This is the morning show. Please click like as y'all come in. We almost at the 10-minute mark. Please click like as y'all come in. At the 10-minute mark, I want to run something by y'all ears. This is the official War on Woke morning show. Y'all like how that sound? They said it's a war on woke. Let's talk about it. You're more than one war on woke. This the wars on woke. Here's plenty of wars. Let's talk about it. Let's unpack this real quick. Continue to click like as you come in. Let's get some more people in here. I know it's early. It ain't that early. I already woke y'all up. Please don't make me hit the sound again. I already woke y'all up. I got one cup of coffee, so I ain't gonna keep y'all on here long. But we gotta talk today. We gotta talk. All right. Thank y'all for clicking like. Thank y'all for sharing. This is Monday morning. I hope everybody had a good weekend. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Thank you so much for the super chat, Chief Bass. He always the first super chat I get. I appreciate you so much, Chief Bass. Thank you so much. I hope everybody had a good weekend. I hope everybody had a great weekend, actually. When you hear things like war on woke coming from the mass media, coming from international media outlets that really shouldn't even be talking on the subject matter, it makes you wonder, like, what you got to do with this? This show is called War and Belgian Waffles. Why Belgian waffles? Belgium is a very interesting place to me. It has always been a very interesting place to me. Belgium got about 3 official languages. Belgium is known for gold. I don't know how Belgium known for gold. How is Belgium known for gold? It ain't no gold in the ground in Belgium. That means Belgium got gold reserves. Where did Belgium get the gold reserves from is an interesting story as well. Now, to put further context to this whole morning show, I think it's mighty funny that there's so many Negro historians that has came amongst us with all of these interesting history subject matters about us being slaves, us being on the plantation and being whipped until we're bloody, us coming on ships, and us being the slaves of Native Americans in order to justify what our grandmama them said when you got Indian in your family. They said all the Indians was just, you were slaves to the Russian, Siberian Native Americans to justify it. They never broke down any of the wars on woke. Never broke down. Only break down after somebody else discussed it, who's researched it. Then they gonna make a movie about it, a documentary about it, and so this part was hidden or some shit. They never talk about, okay, well, how these other places got all these gold reserves and all this metal reserve. If it's a reserve, that means a lot of times it was mined from somewhere else and reserved in that area. Why is it that the American dollar gets to overpower all the other currency in the world? The reason why Chinese currency is even in the talking point is because of China's gold reserve. It's not because China got gold in the dirt. China don't even have the correct soil. China has gold reserves. That means the gold came from somewhere else and it's just held in China and Chinese reserves. Now, where did the gold come from? What, I don't know. Where did the gold come from? Wars are fought over commodities. So before I get into my first talking point, I want to revisit the Negro National Anthem. If y'all don't mind, I ain't gonna sing it. I'm just finna talk it. It's something that we missed the other day when I was singing it and when I was breaking it down. It's something that we should have talked about, but I missed until like the day before yesterday. I missed it. I want to run this by y'all ears. Let me share this link on Twitter really quick so I can run this by y'all ears. Okay. Please continue to click like as you come in. Hopefully this live isn't shut down. If you are an agent, please go back to bed. I'm not talking to you. I ain't never talking to you. I don't want to talk to you. None of the above. Leave me alone, please. Please leave me alone. All y'all, please click like it. Hey, Perfect Pure. Hey, Tin Pink. Bolsheviks, exactly. Hey, Big Lawn. I'm not singing. Don't even try to put me. But I want to bring something to y'all attention real quick. Some lyrics in the Negro National Anthem that people were singing back in the day. I want to bring this to y'all attention before they try to change these lyrics. The lyrics say where you came from. It says, "We have come over the way that with tears have been watered. We have come, treading our path through the blood of the slaughter. Out from a gloomy past till now we stand at last where the white gleam of our bright star is cast. We have come over the way." Come implies that you came from somewhere, okay? Thank y'all for clicking like. We have come over the way that with tears have been watered. We have come treading our path through the blood of the slaughter. Are they not talking about the Trail of Tears? See, these Negroes were singing. In the media, it was called the Trail of Tears for sure. Whole time, these Negroes who knew they was Indians, they were singing it. Shout out to the Johnson family. This is remarkable. If I'm a Johnson in America, I am so proud that this song was penned by somebody with my same last name. Ain't no Johnsons in Africa. Ain't none in Belgium. There are none in Great Britain. Unless they came from America and went over there by way of the war. We have come over the way. From over there. I'm from over yonder. That with tears have been watered. That's definitely the Trail of Tears. We have come treading our path through the blood of the slaughter. Out from a gloomy past, till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of our bright star is cast, as if your ancestors are in the sky as a star casting down light upon you. Then it goes on, God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who hast brought us thus far on our way, thou who hast by thy might led us into the light. Keep us forever in thy path, we pray. Lest our feet, my God, stray from the places, my God, where we met thee. Lest our hearts, drunk from the wine of the world, we forget you. We forget thee. Drunk from the wine of the world, all the media telling you you're from Africa. Lest our hearts drunk from the wine of the world, all the media distraction. Lest our hearts drunk from the wine of the world. Look at, he danced good, she sang good. I'm distracted. I'm drunk from the wine of the world. Man, I done forgot all about you. I forgot that where you came, treading your path through the blood of the slaughtered. I forgot. I forgot the whole time I was the shadow beneath your hand. Shadow beneath thy hand implies that it's a bigger hand. It's some bigger hands coming from the sky, and we're just the shadows. We got the same power. We got power by way of us being beneath this covering. These hands. Shadow beneath thy hands. May we forever stand true to our God and true to our native land. If I'm a Johnson in America, I am so proud. I'm not a Johnson, but I am so proud. I'm so proud that that was penned by some Johnson. But shout out to the Johnson. Shout out to all the Johnsons all around America for even having the same blood. If your last name Johnson, you need to protect that song so they won't change a near another word. Trust me, because that song, I'm not finna sing. Y'all might well stop texting me that. That song, as it relates to reparations, really, this song can be used. This song can be used as it relates to restitution. You know you owe us, right? Now, let me talk about another family really quick. Right, Ladybug. Right. It's deep, right? That song is deep. I got 200 likes in here, bro. I need some more likes in here. I never realized the beauty of that song. Thank you, Chief. You're welcome. I'm telling you, it. When I just sat down and just thought about the song, the lyrics of the song, I said, "Wow, we really need to issue some apologies." Cause the people who grew up really mandatory for them to sing this song, we wasn't listening to them. Not how we should. If we had we to listen to them, we would have never been confused about where we came from. We have come over the way that with tears have been watered. And y'all know, as a Negro, as a colored, as a Indian, that's how we talk. We can find a parable now, that's for sure. We gonna find us a parable. We gonna find us a clever way to say something. We don't have to say the Trail of Tears. Where y'all come from? We ain't got to say the Trail of Tears. Over the way that with tears have been watered. Where y'all come from? Trailing our path through the blood of the slaughtered. Where y'all come from? Out from a gloomy past. Till now we stand at last. Why everybody texting me to sing? Y'all need to stop it. Okay? Now let's talk about something else, y'all. On the same subject matter, right? What we know, I should have so many people in here right now. Let me just bring something else to y'all attention for. Y'all know that last video I did Friday. Y'all know the numbers have been reset twice on that video. It got like 6,000 views on it, but it done been reset twice. It got reset. I did that video Friday morning. It got reset Saturday afternoon. It went from 5,000 views all the way down to 2,000 views, and all the way up to 4,000 views, then back down to 3,000 views, now all the way up to six something thousand views. I'm like, why do these numbers keep being reset? Is there somebody out there that don't want the War on Woke morning show to be in the algorithm? There's no way I ain't in the algorithm by now. I've been live almost every day. I've been live almost every day. It ain't no way I ain't in the algorithm. It ain't no way I get the same numbers at night and in the morning. It ain't no way. It's a whole different flock of people in here. It's people in here I ain't never seen before. Patrick said we owe some ass whoopings and do. And do. Hey, Marquise. Hey, Mr. Powell. Parable metaphors. That's us all day. We been deep. Been deep. Marcus. Mr. Powell. We been deep. We been deep. We been deep. Okay? Peace just joined. What's the name of the song? The Negro National Anthem. Right. Aquarius like, what's the name of that song? That's the Negro National Anthem, bro. That's our actual national anthem done now for the people. For the people who said, well, only reason you was on the Trail of Tears is because you was a slave of the Native American Indians. Well, why they don't have a national anthem then? Riddle me that. Why don't they have what's their national anthem? And please don't say, oh, that also came from niggas. Negroes, I'm sorry. It's more than I'm supposed to cuss because y'all on y'all way. Some of y'all couldn't have children in the car. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to cuss. I need one of those machines that just bleep out the cuss word because it's gonna slip. But if I had one of those machines that could bleep out the cuss words, I'd be great. I'd be so great. But what's these people national anthem that y'all said? Now, here's my thoughts on the subject matter. Ain't them Russians strong enough to come over here and make a nigga they slave? Ain't them white man by himself strong enough to come over here and make a nigga they slave? You know, if you get the military to come and do it, then nigga might be out there in the field picking cotton because they gotta get so many bells to to the quartermaster in order to pay their in-kind tax. They said a master. Well, no, what's master chopper? It's chopper quartermaster. That ain't that a military term? He's chopper quartermaster. Okay, but they spiritually was rapping through songs our history. They sure was, Christopher. Hey, get you lady, don't cry. It's okay. We are rectifying all this stuff. That's what we're on here doing. We're rectifying everything. Somebody said keep teaching. Cherokee Bella said, wow. Never mind the view as long as your message got out. Feathers up, beautiful. That's right, Rashad. If anyone has the original lyrics, pretty please inbox or email me. I'll try to put, y'all just put, if you got the original lyrics, just put it in the comment section of this video. Because it's so hard to find the original lyrics. Because especially ever since Jamaican Cheryl Lee Ralph sung it non-operatically, they made a whole production of the first verse, then go into the second and third verse, because man, the ancestors might have been coming. The ancestors might have came back and y'all went the second and third verse. They would have been striking y'all throats. The ancestors might have came back in second and third verse. Y'all went into that second and third verse. Y'all know y'all ain't got the bloodline to sing these songs. I don't know. Cheryl Lee Ralph might have some American in her. I'm not totally sure, but put it down in the comment section. I had found it the other day on an old website. But you got to do some digging to find it, because the versions that they have out is from 2020. They were preparing for the Super Bowl. That's what I'm just gonna say. 2021, 2022. You got these new lyrics about our parents' side. Our parents inside. Our forefathers died. Anyway, come on in, y'all. So this is the nugget that I want to drop on y'all for this morning show. Copper Aborigine said y'all didn't sing our Negro national anthem in schools, church, or in your home. Yeah, we did. We need to check out all the songs we were forced to sing in school now. Yep. Closed caption does star out your curse words. They do? Okay. I didn't know that. My great-grandma always told us we were American Cherokee Indians. And so the Cherokee Indians encompasses a lot of different Indian tribes. Out of 5 civilized tribes, they just ate up all of the smaller Indian tribes that we're going to talk about today. If you got a last name of Field, and or if you, scratch that, who in Texas? I know it's 9 o'clock now. Some Texas people might be still asleep because it's what, 3 hours? Is Texas 3 hours behind Georgia? I don't know how many hours Texas is behind Georgia, but it might be about 7 o'clock over there. Is somebody still up? Who got blood ties to Texas, or who's from Texas or in Texas? If you from Texas or in Texas, let yourself be known. I'm gonna talk to y'all real quick. I'm gonna put a nugget in your ear real quick that everybody gonna be like, wow. If you are from Texas or in Texas, please give yourself a shout out right now. Let us know which part of Texas your family from, you're from, or you're in. Good morning. It's cloudy over here, but the lights is on. It's cloudy over here, but the light is on my YouTube unpacked. That's right. That's right. UN said they in Texas. Please give us what part of Texas y'all in. I'm gonna put something together because this Warren Woke show. For some reason, I want to stay right here in World War One, the Great Depression, and World War Two. Cause boy, it was more wars on the Negroes than ever. Anybody got Texas? Anybody got Texas ancestry? Anybody? It's 8:30 in Texas. Okay. It says 8:30 in Texas. 360 Copper says 8:30 in Texas. Okay. Anybody got ties to Texas? What Megan Thee Stallion at? What Megan at when you need her? Where's Beyonce? Austin, Texas. Okay. Any Textonians in here? You're in Brookshire, Texas, near Houston. Okay. Got some H-Town in here. Okay. Why is Texas so important? Okay, we got Austin, Texas in the building. Texas is so important. My family from East Texas near the Louisiana border. Near Carthage, Texas. Chief Janice, it is 8:30 a.m. and we are very woke. That's right, Christopher. So, there was an insurrection act put on the books. Could have been by Roosevelt. Either Roosevelt or the president came right before Roosevelt. The Insurrection Act was very similar to the Confiscation Act that happened during the Civil War. During the Civil War, there was a Confiscation Act where they was going to come confiscate the Negroes in the South land by some kind of clause. Okay, as you know, the Civil War was rooted around freeing the slaves, but it had nothing to do with slave wars are fought over commodities. If y'all don't believe nothing else I ever told y'all, believe this, believe you me, wars are fought over commodities. Wars are fought over commodities. Okay. So the commodity that they was going to fight this war, the Civil War over, was cotton, King Cotton. Cotton made Negroes in the South the richest on the planet during that era. They had sprawling plantations. In some instances, with the Indians, they call them long houses. The Tallahassee, which is now Tallahassee, which a lot of that mean long house. A long house is just a plantation. That's it. A long house. These people was not in teepees. They were in actual homes, sprawling homes. A lot of times the home was right in the middle and the fields were all wrapped around the long houses. And so they got a 360 view of their fields. You had this type of homes, these type of homes built just all over the South. And on some parts of these locations, you had smaller houses for workers. Now, a lot of these workers, these are the people who were called slaves, right? These people, when you really go look at the history, they could live in these houses or they can live where they live. It's just a job. It's like somebody just went viral on IG because their boss just built them little tiny houses at the job site. Well, isn't that the part that y'all call slavery and slave quarters? Because slave was an employee. So there were these smaller houses that they call quarters, and then coming into Reconstruction in the top of the turn of the century, you had quartermasters. Now you had quartermasters during that era as well, but during times of war, that's when quartermaster come into play, because the quartermaster takes over the long house, the big house, but he only takes possession to get the commodity that's being farmed off of that land. So quartermaster never takes full ownership of the owner of that plantation. He only takes full ownership of that longhouse or that plantation if there is not enough tobacco or cotton or strawberries or whatever coming from those quarters, that farm, in order to pay those taxes. Are y'all following me? Yes, a lone house or the big house. Exactly, Keely. Y'all following? Are y'all following? Texas born and raised. That's right, Miss D. My fifth great grandfather is from Tallahatchie, Texas. That's it. Tallahatchie. Tolosi was the original name. Hold on. I got this one map. I don't know whether y'all be able to see it. I think I showed this map before. Tallahassee, right here at the Great Satilla River. You can see Seminoles, but you'll be able to see. This is an old artifact. This is just a nice version of it because it's gold. You see, it says Tallahassee. That's the whole bottom of Georgia. It don't say Tallahassee yet. It says Tallahassee. And that says the Great Satilla River. Y'all know who Satilla is. That's Saint Illa. Satilla is Saint Illa, which is Cleopatra. It's Cleopatra. Tallahassee. Now y'all can always take out a separate device. But I broke down Saint Illa when I was breaking down that Hellenistic series. So it says Tallahassee and it says Seminole. It don't say Maroons. It says Seminoles and Tallahassee. Now, when we talk about the 5 civilized tribes, Tallahassee would have fell up under the Seminoles. It just ate it up. Just Pac-Man. Tallahassee, I have an older map that has Tallahassee as Tolosi. Now, Tolo. Now, we keep going back. Now we're at the Toltecs, but we ain't going that deep into history today. Tallahassee became Tallahassee and Tallahatchie. Okay? Tallahassee is a band of Indians. Their headwaters, all their headwaters, was the Okefenokee Swamp. That's the largest black water swamp on the planet. Okefenokee. Now, it's a plenty tribe came out of the Okefenokee. Like the Shawnee or the Suwannee. One of the main river thoroughfares in the Okefenokee is the Suwannee. That was the original name of the Shawnee. The Suwannee is an amalgamation of the Shawnee. Now, that Suwannee, okay, we already wrote, we don't need to pay anymore. That Suwannee River goes all the way from inside of the Okefenokee Swamp all the way down to near Tampa, Florida, and where it dumps out. So the people had this whole territory, Donna Maria, they had this whole territory going all the way from near Tampa, near Tampa, Florida, all the way from near Tampa, Florida, all the way up into the Okefenokee Swamp, clear path. Reason why I asked about Texas. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Auntie Trina. Good morning. Good morning, Tim P. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Y'all follow me. Okay, y'all following me. And let me know. Since that map is awesome. It is really awesome. It is very, very awesome. It is very awesome. I'm so lucky to have this map. I'm so lucky to have this map. Let me know if y'all ain't following me at any point. Stop me, okay? Ask me to re-explain something. Tallahatchie is the tribe. That's what I'm just showing you. Tallahatchie is Tallahassee. It's Tallahassee. Tallahassee, Tallahatchie, and Tallahassee is the same tribe. They're all swallowed into the Seminole. So to find your fifth great granddaddy, you have to look in the Seminole files. You follow it, Cherokee Bella? If he from a place called Tallahatchie, Texas, then I can guarantee you the Tallahassee Indians was there at some point, or the Seminole Indians was there. Now, reason why I brought Texas up, guys. It's because we was breaking down World War One, the Great Depression, and World War Two. Wars are fought over commodities, guys. So during World War Two, guess what commodity was discovered? Helium. Helium was discovered by the Germans, and on comes World War Two. Helium was discovered in Texas by the Germans, which kicked off World War Two. Now the war is right on the doorsteps of the Negroes in Texas. That means all the former tribes, all the Negroes who are just living their life, they don't even know these Germans done discovered helium. Y'all already know about helium. Y'all been knew about helium. Pontotoc. There's a Pontotoc. Is Pontotoc in Mississippi? Hold on. Let me see something real quick. Where's Pontotoc? Pontotoc is either in Arkansas. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you something. Not Pontiac. Pontotoc. Let me tell y'all something real quick. Pontiac was a war chief, yes. Pontiac was a war chief. But the band of Indians was called, was it Pontotoc? Is there a Pontotoc? Pon. Pontac. Hold on, let me see something right quick. Hold on. It's either Pontiac, it's a city in either Mississippi or Arkansas. But it is tied into Pontiac. I don't know who this white person. Who is this white person that they show when you put it in there? Hold on, y'all. Let me see something real quick. I know I ain't going crazy. It's Pontotoc. Pontotoc. Pontotoc is in Mississippi. Pontotoc is in Mississippi. Pontotoc is a Chickasaw word. Okay? It says mean land of the hanging grapes. But what Pontotoc is famous for, oh, please don't tell me a tornado just hit Pontotoc. Oh my goodness, y'all. Oh my goodness. I did not know. Okay, so. Reason why Pontotoc is so important. For one, that's the Gold Coast of Mississippi. It's a band of gold in that whole area. For two, the Pontotoc Indians was in the air in the late 1700s and the 1800s. That just fucked me up seeing that a tornado just hit Pontotoc. Pontotoc County. Founded 1836. Pontotoc was a band of Indians. Wow, man. Tupelo, that whole area, Pontotoc, Tupelo, that whole area, it's a whole gold bin over there. They've been mining gold from over there forever. Oh my goodness, that just messed me up, y'all. My bad. That just messed me up. Boy, I hope everybody okay over there, man. There was a treaty that forced people off the land in Mississippi, off that land. Okay, it was a treaty that forced the Chickasaws off that land, and the last king of the Chickasaws, was in Pontotoc. And I'm talking 1800s, right? I ain't talking 1500, 14. The last king of the Chickasaw. And y'all remember when I was breaking down Ashley Brogan? I don't know what Ashley Brogan on here. Well, I had found that Brogan Mound over there, and it was kings and stuff buried over there, right? I don't believe in none of these tornadoes. That's what I'm really talking about. I believe these are weather machines. And niggas can be like, oh, she got the 10-4 fedora on. I don't care. This shit don't never really just happen just during the day. Most of this stuff happen while it's pitch black outside. And then you have geologists and all this in these areas excavating, because at the time, whatever year that was, I was on Ashley Brogan's family. That went up about 2 years ago, a year something ago, 2 years ago. It was geologists over there in Pontotoc in that area then excavating. Those were new reports that I was reading for her family. I read that online. That just threw me off. I'm sorry, y'all. That just threw me off. But they over there mining, and then the tornadoes hit, because that's a new way to get people off the land. Because a lot of times when those tornadoes be so destructive, sometimes people don't get the money to rebuild. The money that they need to rebuild. Only certain people are able to get the money to rebuild. Anyway, the Pontotoc Indians ties into the Tuskegee Indians. The Pontotoc is kind of like a precursor for the Tuskegee Indians. And what you know about Tuskegee is the Tuskegee Airmen. Okay? These people been in the air. Right? Been in the air. I had brought up Kelly Johnson. I was calling him Kelly Jones, but I think it's Kelly Johnson. He was a man who they're depicting as a white man. I don't believe not one iota that he's a white man. But the history gonna depict all the great people as white. Depict him as a white man who was great at building airplanes. Now, the reason why Negro Americans were so great at building airplanes is because they had been building these planes, these air balloons with helium. 1700s, late 1700s, people in the sky. There was a space force and all that, long time ago. It's hard to beat people when they're in the air already. So these men were already building it. If you have Field on your last name, I can almost guarantee you, at one point in history, your family was rich, because everybody with an airfield had Field on their last name. Now, just because you have Field on your last name, don't mean y'all only had airfields. But majority of people with Field on their last name had specifically had airfields. And as their names was being transferred from their tribal name to their English name, they kept the field. Just like Hartsfield here in Atlanta. It's a whole Hartsfield cemetery. Atlanta Airport got about 3 cemeteries. Fields family. Hartsfield. Harts and Field and Hartsfield together, and Jackson. It's all Dotson, all kind of families over there. The Dotson family is also important because the Dotson family is owners of the airfield in Savannah. In fact, if you look that up, the Savannah airport still have Dotson graves in the middle of the runway. Planes run over it every day. Niggas, Negroes, Nagas, American Indian, the people who had color and Negro on their birth certificate. Now, helium was discovered in Texas, and then World War II happened because the Germans are just now wanting to be in the air. The Negro Indians, the ones who they said just had sticks and teepees, they had already been in the air. These people had more than sticks and teepees up in Mississippi, in Alabama, and in Georgia, and in California. They had gold spears and gold tip bow and arrows. They had gold bullets, gold guns, gold weaponry. My ancestor, who was excavated down in Barron County in Georgia by the Smithsonian, the bones had green on his skeleton. And according to the Smithsonian report, that came from some metal that was on his body. Could have been copper, could have been gold. Now, why aren't we talking about this part of history? Because we want the Negroes in America to say, well, if you was over here, you only had sticks. Don't worry. The men in your family were nothing. Okay? They were not astute enough to build airplanes. I had a whole series where I was finna break down these airfields, and a brother on here told me not to. He said he didn't want me to be targeted. I should have told him, anybody that you see targeting me, take them out for me. Handle it for me. And I should have kept breaking down the Fields families. So you can tell your children, no, you be proud of that last name. That's not a slave last name. Perhaps some people in our family had to work in the fields to pay the taxes for the land that you would do to inherit. But don't be down about having a last name because somebody in history told you that this was the name of the slave master. We have no masters. The military has masters. We have no masters. That was the point of history where in-kind tax was in play, or during war, something was put on the books where a certain amount of commodities had to be mined or grown in order to help America, in order to help American reserves. Okay? Germans discovered helium in Texas. World War II happened. Now, how is that? Was America German occupied? Was America German occupied during World War II? I'm gonna pick up one more book and then I'm gonna leave y'all alone. There's this series of books that I just love. I love this series of books. I have told y'all this before. If y'all find one of these books, it's called The New Book of Knowledge. I want every letter. If you find one, I pay a good penny for it. I want the new book of knowledge. Not the old, the new. Okay? Some of these copyrights in these books are old as the 60s. And in these books, it got all the old knowledge, although this is the new book of knowledge. But you had foreigners writing down what was in America. I got one that has the Egyptian artifacts being found in Chicago before any other place in the world. Now, why was Egyptian artifacts in Chicago first? Because that place was Egypt now, was called Abyssinian. Okay? So you had these foreigners over here building and taking what was new to them, like helium. The Germans came to Texas, waged war, and took the helium. As they was in Texas, they was also in other parts of America, building out whatever the Europe. You are the periodic chart. I'm talking about the same helium on the periodic chart that Negroes had been using to put aircrafts in the sky for at least 200 years before they even discovered how the Negroes was doing. And they hired Kelly Johnson to build these Black Hawk planes, which there was just a Black Hawk accident not even a week ago where like 10 Navy SEALs died. Those Black Hawk fighter jets were the first fighter jets, some of the first fighter jets that was just disappearing in the sky. You couldn't catch them, you couldn't shoot them down, but they said that was invented by a white man. Okay, this was on down the line. But their whole aircraft story started with helium. Helium was used for aircrafts. So if the Negroes had helium on their heirs' property, then what? Because Texas don't go by acres as it relates to land patents. Texas don't go by acres. Texas go by leagues. So this is more land than the average Negro. So if you had land in Texas, you ain't had no 160 acres. You had something like 5,000 acres, which is like whatever that translates from acres to leagues. They were going by leagues in Texas. So you got way more acreage than the average person because of what was being mined out of Texas and because of what industry was being built and cultivated in Texas, of which we have no say-so in today. Was Germany occupying America? Is that why the Germans was able to come in and take the helium from America? I'm asking a good question in here. Wars are fought over commodities. How did Germany wanting helium kick off World War II? Y'all got to make it make sense. Was Germany occupying America? What we do know is the books. McGraw-Hill is a German company, and they somehow came over here and took over the education system. What we also do know is that you had all these eugenists over here. What we also do know is this was the era of Henrietta Lacks, where you came over here and was looking for Negro cells and Negro skin tissue and Negro saliva, anything you can get your hands on that was of the Negro person, the colored person. You wanted to study it in your labs because these people were freaks of nature. They were alien-like. They had interesting bodies to study. They hard to kill. They had this carbon in their skin. That's also on the periodic chart. We want everything on the periodic chart. Which includes carbon. Also the era where they changed you from Indian to color just to keep shit, shh. Did Germany occupy America? You also had internment camps. They was not only killing the Negro, they was killing everybody with one drop. You was on the chopping block. You had Etta Mae, Betty Jean, Barbara Ann, Shadrach, Jimmy Earl, Lawrence Arthur, Jackson, Johnson, Phil, Smith. All these Negro names. You was definitely a part of the war. As it relates to reparations and restitution, why don't we bring up the helium fields of Texas? Why don't we bring up all of the people who have field on their last name and say, well, what fields were they on? Because they definitely descended from somebody who had a field. Which field? Was it a gold field? Was it an oil field? Was it a cotton field? All these are big $1 trillion industry, $1 billion industries. When we talk about reparations and restitution, it's really easy. Discuss the last name. Discuss the fields. Discuss the heirs' property. Discuss the land patents. Discuss the wars and how your family was tied into it. Now you got something where you're not a laughing stock. Because if you go in there and keep talking about slavery, they're going to laugh you off the table every time. We want reparations for slavery. Prove it. Prove you were a slave. Everybody can't even prove they was a slave. And when you are able to prove you a slave, guess what you're pulling up? You're pulling up military records. So are you finna sue the military? No, you are absolutely not. You absolutely are not finna sue the military. Because all of the slave records that we have, these are military records. When the quartermaster came in place, then you was turned into a slave. But when the quartermaster left, y'all feel you wasn't a slave, you just a family member. Running an empire. That your granddaddy was on you. Your granddaddy was the heir of the land at that point. Your granddaddy's name was on the land. Your uncle name was on the land. They were the caretakers of the land. The family worked the land to mine whatever commodity they was mining or selling. And now you have nothing, no plantations. Plantations is like the word plantation is the boogeyman. So let's not even say plantation. Let's say long houses. You have no long houses. You have no mansions. You have no bright mansions. You don't mind commodities. You're not in the commodities market. I hope y'all following me. We can go to every state. Y'all can take me to any state. Y'all can take me to any state and I can break down the war. Somebody said Florida state song is Swanee River. Look up the lyrics. Hold on. Hold on, real quick. We got some breaking news. Hold on. Florida state song is the Swanee River. Hold on. Who sang the Swanee River song? What's the story behind the Swanee River? Swanee River is formed boundaries between the Timken and the east and the Appalachian Indians to the west. Kingdom of Appalachia, that's right. To the Timkens of the north, central Florida. The Swanee was a river sacred to their sun god. What? To them, the moon of the Swanee put the colors of the rainbow into the earth. This USF.edu, University of South Florida. This is what the University of South Florida is teaching. What? This is what I was just trying to explain. Okay, so here's a map of the Swanee River. Oh my. See. Trust your sister. Trust your sister. Trust your sister. I don't know whether y'all can see that, but it's color, so you should be able to see it. That goes all the way from Florida, near what Tampa at, all the way up into Georgia, bordered by the Withlacoochee River. That's where my ancestors were excavated from. And the Appalachian River. Now, my ancestors were excavated from the Appalachian River, actually. The Alapaha, which is Appalachian, Kingdom of Appalachia. Another name for that is Alapaha, and another name of that is Arapaha. Arapaha, Alapaha. It's the same shit. Same thing. This is so exciting. Oh my goodness. I love history. Let me see. I was trying to pull up if y'all pull it up first. Yes, that's the state song, and the original song talks about killing Indians, if I'm not mistaken. What? Somebody said we sung that in chorus. What? What? Florida. Let me find out y'all talking about killing Indians now. And this is look at this map. This is beautiful. Look how big they got the Okefenokee Swamp. That says the Swanee River Basin. That's the Okefenokee Swamp stretching all the way down and all the way up and through Georgia. It's bordered by, it says Cordele. It starts in Cordele. Wait. This basin, the Swanee Basin, starts in Cordele, Georgia, goes down to Cedar Key. And the Okefenokee Swamp is inside of the Swanee Basin. Now let me tell y'all who had quarters in the Swanee? The Haudenosaunee. The Haudenosaunee. Shawnee and Swanee is the same thing. Their headquarters was the Okefenokee. Who was the Haudenosaunee? The Haudenosaunee was the Confederate. The Haudenosaunee Confederate had hundreds of Indian tribes within the Confederacy, and boy, they were fighting everybody who came around them. The state of Georgia called them the wild animals. The state of Georgia called them wild animals. And then they put the wild animal part, the Cheehaw part, in Albany, Georgia. The Cheehaw was a part of the Haudenosaunee Confederacy. The Seminole, the Tallahassee, all those names, the Fowlstown, the Indians from the coast, all the way over to the Mississippi River were part of the Haudenosaunee. Even some of the Muskogee, even the Arapaho. Arapaha. Man, I love this part. Even the Timken at one point was a part. Until the Timken had to branch off because the Timken had to start fighting Spain from South Florida on up. The Timkens had to start fighting Spain. While the Timkens was fighting Spain, Georgia and the rest of these Indians was fighting the Europeans from the coast. So these tribes was all over the place kicking ass. They ain't been too long got defeated, y'all. They ain't been too long got defeated. And that's something, y'all. That's something. Hold on, let me see. God. Swanee. I can't pull up the song. Let me see. Florida's state song. I'm gonna pull up these and I'm gonna read the lyrics and I'm gonna get it up here. Stephanie C. Foster wrote, "Knowledge is the true power." That's right. I know a lady whose baby is Hodo. Sounds like a derivative. Yes, hoodoo. Where they say hoodoo from? Oh, this is African spirituality. Are you sure? Let's see. State song. Swanee River. Yep, the Swanee River. Old folks at home. Written in 1851. That was prior to Civil War. After Forster wrote the song, he sold it to E.P. Christie, a businessman who operated a series of minstrel shows. Foster is reported to have chosen the term Shawnee because it has two-syllable cadence fit nicely into the music he had composed. The composer was not familiar with Florida section of the Swanee River because he had never visited the state. A memorial center at White Springs, Florida honors Foster, who authored about 200 popular songs during his prolific career. Old folks at home, way down upon the Shawnee River, far, far away, where's my heart is turning ever. There's where my heart is turning ever. There's where the old folks stay. All up and down the whole creation, sadly I roam, still longing for my childhood station and for the old folks at home. All the world is sad and dreary everywhere I roam. Oh dear ones, how my heart grows weary, far from the old folks' home. This is the Florida State song I'm reading? Am I reading the right song? This is a dreary ass song. All around the little farm I wandered when I was young. Then many happy days I squandered. Many the songs I sung when I was playing with my brother. Happy was I. Oh, take me to my kind old mother. There let me live and die. One little hut among the bushes, one that I love, still sadly to my memory rushes no matter where I rove. When will I see the bees a humming? They don't hum no more, they don't make no noise. When will I see the bees a humming all around the comb? When shall I hear the banjo strumming? Down is my good old home. Then they got the state flag, the state seal, the state reptile, state bird, state butterfly. See, I be looking at all this stuff. State shell, state stone. Let's see what state gem. They got a state shell, a state stone, and a state gem. State soil, state song, state motto, state place, state anthem. Let me see what they state gem is. Moonstone. That's it. Because they say in the Shawnee River, United States astronauts Neil Armstrong and Edward Buzz Aldrin landed on the moon way. Spacecraft since all the other astronauts called space flights had been launched in Kennedy Space Center in Brevard County. The Florida legislation sought to memorialize this giant step for humankind. In 1970, lawmakers adopted the moonstone as a state gem. Ironically, the moonstone, a form of mineral feldspar, is not found naturally in Florida, nor was it found on the moon. What the fuck is it the moonstone for? Let's see what the stone is. The stone agatized coral. Coral is the stone. Agatized. Like agate. And it's found mainly in Tampa Bay, Econfina River, and the Withlacoochee Swanee River beds. There you go. There you go. There you go. Wow, Florida. I was talking about Texas and then see how you switch real quick to Florida. Like I said, we go to any state. We can go to any state. People don't really want to have this reparations conversation because we can go from state to state now and point them out. That's interesting. Now you got Ron DeSantis talking about no niggas allowed or whatever he said. Now he was on to something by taking. Now this is an unpopular opinion, but the reason why, from what I saw, Ron DeSantis didn't want African American history into the schools is because they was trying to add some gay narrative into the African American history. Now, here's my thing. It shouldn't be African American history in those schools because African Americans don't have no history. It's the Negroes with the history. It's the Negroes that was building the aircraft. It's the Negroes that own the cotton fields. It's the Negroes that own the peach orchids and the orange orchids. It's the Negroes that was the Chickasaw King up there in Mississippi. It's the Negroes that was the Tuskegee Airmen all over America. It's the Negroes that fought from the coast to the inland to keep this place protected. The coloreds, the Indians. It ain't have nothing to do with Africa. It's Negro spirituals. It's the Negro national anthem. It ain't got nothing to do with Africa. So in that stance, you're right, DeSantis. There ain't no such thing as no African history. I don't want to hear it either. We're beyond dashikis. My granddaddy owned 160 acres, had a big old plantation on it in Worth County. His fields were planted around his home. People in the family worked the fields for money. They sold the commodity of peanuts. They sold the commodity of peanuts. They made a whole lot of money till it was stolen. This ain't got nothing to do with the cheetahs of Africa. They ain't had no food over there when we were eating good. We were eating buttermilk biscuits and fried chicken. We was eating the smoked turkey. We was eating the smoked ham that the Negroes in the South taught the world how to smoke. Because we had smoke houses just like we had long houses, just like we had plantations. We started that smokehouse trend. It wouldn't be no smoked bacon had it not been for Negroes in the South. Just like it would be no fried chicken recipes had it not been for the Negroes of Kentucky. They call it Kentucky Fried, but them was niggas. Them was Negroes. Those was coloreds with that fried chicken recipe. So when you talk about the war on woke, it's been plenty wars. Which one y'all want to point out today? What? You wouldn't have no obsidian stone to keep you protected had the Negroes in Kentucky not been mining it. They was overtaken for that obsidian. Then they started killing Kentucky folk out that land to get that obsidian, that black rock out that land. And they started using it for electronics and stuff. Who did that? Was it China? Which war was that? They stole everything. And then when we go ask for reparations and restitution, the people whose voices are the loudest is the people who don't know this part of history. Or they know it and they're just not saying nothing about it. They're keeping it quiet for whatever reason. They boss told them to, because they slick work for the CIA or they slick work for the FBI. You can almost tell who's who based on what part of history they're willing to teach, especially if they're willing to even turn on their camera to teach anything as relates to history. I found a 21 book set of the new book of knowledge. What you trying to say, Vicky? You trying to sell it to me? Cause I can't find them. Now make sure it's this one. Make sure it's this one. Now you got to dodge the hijack, because there's some hijacks in here too. But man, it's some good stuff in these books. But it ain't just this book. Now I ain't gonna lie, it's a lot of old books like this. If you find a book formed in 1665, now restored, partial listings of history museums around the world. Yeah, it's some really good stuff in these books. The United States had more history museums than any other place around the world. That's the crazy part. These history museums have been all but obliterated. All the artifacts sold the artifacts off. Sold the artifacts off, bro. Yeah, but this is the book. Okay, so this is the book, Albany Institute of History and Art, founded in 1791. This must be the book where this a book where it talk about Chicago Field Museum of Natural History, Chicago, Illinois. Stone Age Artifacts Egyptian Collection in Natural History. They have the oldest Egyptian collection. That's 1893. You don't hear no mention of Egyptian artifacts until after 1893. Even the Egypt in Africa wasn't created until after that. Now, where did they get the artifacts from? Did they get it from the Field Museum of Natural History, Chicago Natural History Museum? That's another war for another day. Anyway, I love y'all. I hope y'all have a great day at work today. It's kind of like a collection of encyclopedias. Yes. Somebody said I done finally made it to the morning live and I'm late. Yes, you are late. This is my second show, Ready to Learn. They cut my first one off mid-sentence. I said, oh no, you're not finna trick me. I'm finna come back on. Yes, it's kind of like a book of encyclopedias. That's really kind of what it is. Library of Congress catalog. Let's see. Yeah, printed in the United States of America. Most books were printed here. No part of this book may be reproduced without special permission. You can't even reproduce these books without special permission. But it got a lot of stuff in here. Phoenician, Greek based alphabet, all kind of stuff. All kind of stuff. We got all kind of stuff in here. So if you find these books, let me know how much you want to sell it to me for. But make sure it's this one. Because I got a couple of new books of knowledge that came into place as the Germans was occupying America. And I think that they were able to hide because I think it was some Negro Germans over here, possibly from a tribe, a old American tribe. You had over 200,000 tribes, and I believe one of those tribes was German. And if you are going to war with the person, what better way than to change your name to mimic one of their names and then hide yourself within it. So it looked like, oh, this is the Germans that want to do this, but these here the white German from across the water. This ain't the Negro German tribe of old. I'm just saying, if it was, I believe that it was possibly a German tribe or band of warriors or something of old. And then some new people came along because these people were not as creative as we think they were. If you want to hide yourself in the war, ain't no Instagram, ain't no Facebook, it ain't no YouTube for you to differentiate. Okay, which German is this? Okay, who is these people? Are they the German? Oh, you talking about oh boy and them up in Chicago? They coming down? Oh, that's cool. They come down. Now they the one from across the water. They coming to kill you to get that helium. We come up with names all the time. We come up with new names all the time. That's what we do. So who's to say this is not a name that we already had? We don't know, but it makes sense. Yeah, these books. The oldest copyright in this book I think is the 60s. And that's when a lot of stuff started to turn over. I think when did McGraw-Hill, which is a German company, start taking over the school books? I think they started taking over the school books in the 40s. I'm not totally sure. Don't quote me on that. But this is a Canadian company, Grolier Incorporated, Grolier of Canada Limited. Okay, Grolier International Inc. So the oldest copyright is the 66, I think. But they was all printed in America. They all went through the Library of Congress, and the Book of Knowledge is trademarked. It's trademarked. Registered New York. Wait, the Book of Knowledge. But this is the new Book of Knowledge. So that means it's an old Book of Knowledge. Either way, the Book of Knowledge series is trademarked by these people. So don't we call the Bible the Book of Knowledge? Don't we call the Bible the Book of Knowledge too? Either way, the Book of Knowledge is an actual brand. You got the Book of Knowledge that's trademarked, and then you got the new Book of Knowledge that's under the same trademark. Yeah, the Book of Knowledge trademark registered in U.S. Patent Office. Wow. So there you have it. That's that. Hey, niggas. Um. Okay, Miss Wymack. I be mad when they revise books. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to find a way to keep the old books. Swanee River Basin and Estuary Initiative. You said I see a set, but from 2005. No, 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 that ain't the right set. Y'all hadn't grown up, Daisy. I'm gonna ask my mom, does she still have? Please do, and do, and do. Please do. Um. Anyway, I told y'all I'm gonna keep y'all on here long. I love y'all so much. I hope y'all have a great day. I have the American Crystal series scheduled for tonight. Um, cause the night crew asking me why you don't come on the night no more. I can't catch the morning show. So I might do it tonight. I sure have the schedule for tonight, but it's something about me. You know, every time I'm finna do an American Crystal series, it's just too much stuff be happening. There's too much weird stuff be happening, guys. But it's something that I need to say, even if I only keep the camera on for 10 minutes to say it and turn my camera off. That 10 minutes of what I'm gonna say is gonna go viral. I already know it. And it might not be able, you know how they can stop the stuff in the algorithm from going viral. This part might not be able to be stopped. So even if I just turn my live camera on and just say this one part and turn the camera off, it need to be said, and it need to be said under the American Crystal series. So it's scheduled for tonight at 8:30. I don't know. I might come on and say it. I might not. I found set with a study guide for like $130. Well, what's the copyright in the front? They used to sing that song on Flintstones. That was a cartoon back in the day, and I'm 60 years old. Swanee, did they sing that on the Flintstones? Wow. The Ether said, I love the morning show. I love the morning show too because I don't have to do much. Like, I just come on, roll out the bed, burn my tea, get some coffee, and come on here. And then y'all don't be judging me. Y'all just be like, oh, she's here. I don't be judging y'all either. Yep, come on back in the eating world. PhD, don't try, don't do me like that, bro. I might not say Tasha I'll be there. It's scheduled. The show's scheduled. Like I said, it's definitely scheduled. Anyway, I love y'all. If all hearts and minds are clear, um, go on about your day. Make it a good one. Spend some time to yourself. Um, spend some time planning and do something nice for yourself, y'all. Do something nice for yourself. You know, I love you all. I love you all. Thank y'all for tuning in to the morning show. And I might see y'all a little later on today. All right. Look at my. Hold on. Okay, somebody said he got a copyright for 2001. No, it's they older than that. That's what I'm saying. They older than that. Make sure you got the right book. It's older than that. Yes, look. What do you? One or two of them might have came out of the thrift store. Now that I think about it, one or two of them might have came out of the thrift store. Go in the thrift store, look through the old dusty books, cause I'm telling you, I get a lot of books from estate sales. I look for estate sales. Who got an estate sale over here? When people be dying off, the family do. I don't know why the family do this, but the family, the first thing they start doing is selling the books. I ain't gonna talk you out of selling the book. I'm gonna be trying to get them, but I don't want nobody to sell my book. Something happened to me. Yeah, you just keep that whole collection of books and just pass them out to anybody who want to read it. Don't sell them. Don't sell no books. Sell the clothes and the shoes. Don't sell the books. Don't sell the plants. All I collect is Negro plants. Okay, I collect American plants. Somebody asked me about this. This is eucalyptus. This is dried eucalyptus and of course roses. But these are real. They just look fake. There's two different types of eucalyptus. Dried eucalyptus. The eucalyptus is not in water. I keep the flowers in water, but the eucalyptus is not in water. This is real eucalyptus, guys. It's real. It's just dried, and you can buy this off of Amazon. I keep these all over my house. A lot of people see, it's real. It's just dry. It smells so good. If you add eucalyptus to any plant, if you add eucalyptus to any plant, it brings out the smell of the plant and it brings out the color of the plant for some reason. But I use eucalyptus in a lot of my products, so I got eucalyptus everywhere. I just stick it down. I just kind of just stick them down in there. I just kind of stick them down in there. And it just brings out the smell, guys. If you want your house to smell great, get some dried eucalyptus. And a lot of people put it in the shower. I put some in the shower too. Just hang it in the shower and let the steam hit it for the smell. But the steam doesn't even have to hit it for it to smell out. You could just put it in any kind of arrangement and it's going to smell so loud. You can just put it in the base by itself. It's water. It's water at the bottom of this base, but you can just put it in the base by itself and it smells so loud, guys. It smells so good. So fresh. You going to the farmer's market right now to get some. Okay, DeKalb, yeah. I think they sell it at DeKalb's farmer market, yep. But I buy it off of Amazon. It comes in a box, it ships in a box. It comes with the lavender. I have lavender. I use a lot of lavender in my products, but it comes with lavender, but I didn't put the lavender in this arrangement. But yeah, it comes with lavender too. Two different types of eucalyptus and lavender. And it's all dried. So, yep. Somebody said, I'm going to go to those estate sales too. There's always good estate sales. It's Snellville? There's always estate sales here in Snellville. I ain't know that, Kim. Catch me in Snellville. I got some people out of Snellville too. Hey Omega Red. Hey Big Chief, I see you in here. Help you too. I supposed to be letting y'all go. Y'all rewind this back to the front. I got rid of mine and I feel horrible about 10 years ago. The whole set. Kids, adults, and teen versions. Wow, man. Why'd you do that? Where your egg sandwich at? Vicky said, I just bought the book, $14.93. Can you do a live about the bats being infused in the meat? I can. And I can. That's part of the war. Might as well. Might as well. I love y'all. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna let y'all go. I might see y'all later on tonight. I said the live is up. It's up, but it might be down depending on how my day go. I had a lot to do today, and it's gloomy outside. So, look like it's gonna storm anyway. Anyway, I love y'all. You really are a national treasure, young lady. Oh, thank you, Miss Wymack. That makes me feel so great. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank y'all for all the support that y'all show. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for loving me. Thank y'all for loving your family and loving yourself. Thank y'all for loving yourself. Because if you didn't love yourself, you couldn't even love me. You couldn't give me no compliment if you didn't feel great about yourself. So I appreciate that. You love watching you, beautiful. Thank you, T. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, T. I'm about to go, y'all. Okay? I'm about to go. I will see y'all later on today, probably. All right? Bye.